Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of SimCity. Today we are going to be demolishing our entire city and starting over again. It's what the majority of you wanted, and I wanted to play on this for a little bit longer just to learn a few more things. Now this thing down here, that looks very interesting. The city has developed a lot since we last played. You can see we now have high-tech industry, which is what I think this is. And yeah, our high-tech commercial has gone away, or just high-wealth commercial even, and that's because I went around destroying all of the high-wealth buildings for that. But there's a few things that I've learned whilst playing this, and some of you have left tips on the video as well, which is really good. The problem that I had with this city was that I expanded very quickly, and I didn't realise the kind of level of upgrading of our infrastructure we would need to do. So for example, this water pump station is now supplying the whole city. So I started off by putting in water towers. I think I had one on the corner here, and then I added more water towers rather than putting aside the space to have a water pumping station. And the same thing goes for our garbage dump as well. I've now built a recycling centre, and we polluted this load of land over here in the corner, so that didn't go down too well. And the same thing for our solar power as well. We needed to leave the space for us to be able to build these extra services and stuff. So when we do our new layout, we're going to kind of leave some regions untouched for a while so we can do this kind of upgrading. And another tip that was left, I think, by Captain Walnut on one of my videos, I think he's a Minecrafter as well, was that the sewage treatment plant will actually cleanse the water out of sewage. So areas like this that are polluted will actually get cleansed over time by a sewage treatment plant. So it might be a good idea to leave this here in the area and see what that does while we demolish the entire city, because it would be nice to get rid of this pollution down here. In fact, it's something that I want to do anyway, so I could either put industrial area down in this corner or leave this here for a while, but he said that the good thing to do was to actually put it next to the water pumping station, because when we take water out of the ground it doesn't magically reappear. I guess it could replenish itself with rain. Let's have a look at the water in the region. Now it's probably going to be hard to see, but we had a water pump up here on the corner, I think. You can see some of the water's gone away from there. We had another one all the way down the bottom here at the edge of this road. You can see it's gone low around there as well. And then we had another one, I think, somewhere around this region. And you can see the water's really dirty over this side. Okay, I think that's going to limit our options when we rebuild this city, because we've already had an industrial area over here, and it looks like it's got slightly cleaner where I've removed some of those industrial areas and replaced them with solar power. So it's quite likely that we'll be following a similar layout, but our roads will be very different, and we'll be preparing our infrastructure a lot more. And you can see down here it's been heavily polluted. In fact, I think this is all going to have to stay the same. So what we might do is put the water pumping station down here, or leave some space for it, and possibly remove some of these. But the garbage dump, it looks like it's slowly being emptied. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, it is. So it might just be a case of time, because I'd really like to unpollute this land and go with the recycling option and the sewage treatment plant as well. And I don't think there's much else I need to say about this city. One of the big things about the layout, let's zoom in here. When you go to high density, you have to space things out more. So you can see if we didn't have high density buildings here, we'd probably have room for lower density or medium ones, which is probably what these are, on either side of those roads. So that's something that we want to consider when laying out our residential areas. Now the grids over here, they kind of make use of the full side, but you have the front of one building here, and then that takes up the whole plot. So I think what we need to do is try and stick to SimCity's grid size that they have, but perhaps remove this road in the middle, and then we'd have a load of buildings on one side and then one on the other, and we'd make the most usefulness can't think of the right words to say. The most usefulness, that's silly. The most efficient use of the space available. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So how are we going to go about destructing this? Well, I'm really not sure. Some people say to leave the game running for a while and bleed the city dry, turn off all the services and just see what happens, but I don't know, that doesn't seem like the right way to go about doing things. Well, let's start off by dezoning some areas and just destroying the houses and Yeah. Well, there really doesn't seem to be much consequence to bulldozing at all. My approval rating has gone up by 1%. I've shut down the schools, I've turned off a few extra pumps. I should probably start turning down some other services as well. But it feels like maybe it's not the best idea just to bleed the city dry at the moment, which is what I've been recommended I should do, because the approval rating's not going down, the money's still rolling in, and if we bleed the city dry it could have some negative consequences. So it seems like at the moment we can just go around destroying residential areas and yeah, just doing that. Well, there really doesn't seem to be any consequence at all, and I was trying to do this in a slow manner, but the thing is you can just grab a road, go all the way down it like this, go along there. Let's see if we can go back round. Yep, like that. Although we're going to have to go back round to get that road again. And then we can just demolish it all, and let's look at our money. We've got 2,160,000. That was cool. And we still have the same amount of money, so there's like next to no consequence at all. I was wondering if the rubble goes anywhere, like perhaps it gets sent down here to your garbage, although that's not where rubble goes really. But no consequence. So, look at this. I think that needs to be connected by a road to be part of the grid. Yeah, otherwise it's not going to provide power. So let's reconnect that. You can see that, look, as soon as you destroy a bunch of stuff, someone comes in and starts building straight away on the zone as well. So we need to dezone these things. We'll get rid of this industry down here as well. Okay, let's have some more fun with demolitions. Let's do the entire area around here. And watch it all fall down. There's a road there, go around like that. Look, you can see it's highlighting all the buildings that are going to go. And we're going to watch it all fall down to the ground. Oh, there we go, we'll take that and that. And we'll go about as far as there. Let's do it. Wow, that is so cool. Let's zoom in. Well, this is really ridiculous. I can just start all over again by the looks of it. The population goes down, there's no real consequence. And we're going to have a huge budget to build our new city with. So this is it's kind of cheaty in a way. I like the challenge of having a budget to restrict you. So maybe what I'll do is take note of how much money I have and always deduct a certain amount in the beginning, because I really did want to show you how it was that I got going so quickly. Because basically, if you build a bunch of cheap roads, you can do a lot of zoning and get things moving quickly, is the idea. So I'll still be able to give you a demonstration of that, I think. Okay, there is absolutely nothing left in the city. It's all been gone. I decided to get rid of the solar power as well. I got rid of the hospital. I was going to try and keep a few things, but I just want to get rid of everything and start completely over. But the population is 45 and there isn't a single house, I don't think. Oh look, missed a couple here. So let's get rid of those. And there's one more there. There's still 21 people. There's a house there. So now we're down to 12 and I have no idea where they are if they're not on these roads. 6 people left. I guess everyone who's going to work is going to be a commuter. Anyway, let's get rid of everything. Let's just start completely over. Destroy all of this. There we go, I'll do it. Let's see what everything looks like once we've destroyed it all. Yep, let's get rid of all of that. And that should be absolutely everything gone now. So our budget should go back down to 0. And we've got 0 population. But we are losing -23 per hour. And that is for power. I think that might be because we're buying some power from Corrales. So let's just check that. How do we do that? Over here? No, maybe not. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I did at one point buy some power from Corrales. Anyway, let's zoom back in. I think you click on that button there to do it. And let's start over. Oh look, we've got a little road down here with loads of people. Huh! Look at that. It's like they're having a party. Right, there we go. And there's still a few abandoned cars. There's some more road down there. And now they're just driving across the countryside there. Okay, very cool. So we're starting over again. And there's another bit of road here. In fact, there's a few little bits of road, it seems, or whatever that is. And this area down here is heavily polluted, which isn't good. Bit of road there as well. Right, so I'm going to take a moment to think about my layout. Okay, so here is the layout that I have in mind. What I want to do is minimize the amount of traffic in the city with this layout, and yeah, I just think it's going to be quite simple and easy to do. So I've set up these dirt roads that go from each corner of the map across like that, and they cost about £10,000 to do. So if our initial budget is 50, then we've spent 10,000, so we've got 40 left. The reason that I put dirt roads down is just so that we can have a marker and something to build on later on. So what we'll do is connect our main road here. It's going to connect to that, go all the way to the other side. Same like that, it's going to go all the way across, and then we're going to have 4 other high density roads which are going to go across in a straight line like this over here. So it'll be like a square shape with a cross through it. And then I think wherever you want to get to from place A to B in the city, it's quite likely that you're going to go down one of these roads to get there. So hopefully it's going to help with congestion. It's a bit of an experiment, so it could go wrong. I could be completely off on this one. But we want to think about where we want to start making that square. The grid at the moment is designed for the what do you call it, the shape that we have at the moment, so it's not giving us any other lines. I think we should look at where this is going to meet up like that with that road, maybe if it went in a straight line, and then take it from there. But we'll put down dirt ropes as a marker again. I'm pretty sure I just said dirt ropes. How very strange. Anyway, so there's our other roads. What I'm thinking is that we should have things like the fire station, a health clinic, police department in each of these corners here. So we'll have them slightly centralised. So where this grid lines up there, this is probably where we're going to be putting those services, somewhere just around there. So we're going to leave those for now. Then this side of the city is going to be industrial. These outlying areas at the back, either side, are going to be residential. And then in the middle there'll be more residential, lots of commercial as well. So first of all, we want to start off by getting those commercial regions in. And so what I think we should do is build a ton of roads down the bottom here. Actually, one of the things that I really wanted to do is build a road that goes along the back here, because if you follow this default line, you'll be able to put some houses in, but there'll be actually room for more. So we should start off, although now that I think about it, when they go high density, that'll actually be quite good. So we'll start off with a road like this, and that is probably most of our budget gone already. But all we need to do now is just zone all of this off as quick as we can, and then people will start moving in. We can do the other side as well. We know there's no consequence to just randomly removing different houses and streets and stuff, so we can start off by doing that, and then when we upgrade this road here, we will connect these ones to it, and then that means we can have residential on this side of the road as well. The thing is, I need to wait until I've got enough money to actually upgrade that. And remember, I'm working on a budget that isn't really there because we've got all of that leftover money. I think I've got about like 30,000 left, maybe a little less than that, and at the moment no one is coming to our city, so I'm going to speed things up and start getting some houses built. Okay, this keeping a budget thing when you don't actually have a solid number to look at is going to be really annoying. I've built another road down the side here and zoned it all off industrial, so that'll get going. And what we want to do now is provide the city with power and water. So we're going to start off with a very basic wind power plant, and once I got going and got a lot more zones down, then I'm just going to move straight up to solar power, even though we probably wouldn't be able to afford it. But just want to give you an idea of how to do this quickly. So let's place that down and then connect the roads. We might as well build, yes, let's build our avenue, since it's not going to be, cannot have more than 4 roads at an intersection. Okay, so we just need to destroy that one there, and then put down our high density avenue. And so we're laying down some of the foundations for the future there. We're going to replace these roads with avenues over time. And now our power is hooked up, we also want to put in a water tower. And drawing from this area seems to be fine at the moment, so we'll put one there on a temporary basis. And then eventually what we're going to do is put in that sewage treatment plant. I don't really want to pollute any other areas, so what I'm probably going to end up doing... Okay, we just need to give it a bit of time before the water gets distributed, which it is at the moment. So what we're probably going to do is put another sewage outflow pipe down there. But I'm not sure how much it will be able to actually outflow, so it's probably going to be alright. Yeah, accumulated ground pollution high, so I don't know what happens beyond that point, if it means it can't dump more or whatever, but we'll soon find out. Okay, and now we are making 1,700 per hour, so let's just do a little experiment and find out how much the medium density avenue costs. So let's say to build it from there to there. Wow, that would really cost a lot. So at this point, what you'd probably want to do is just let the city run on cheater speed for a while, build up a whole bunch of money because you've got loads of people coming in, building houses, setting up industries, and maybe even set up a little commercial district down in this corner. That might be something I do. But anyway, let's say you've saved up for a while. What you then want to do is start building these high density avenues. So let's demolish these roads which are being used. There we go. I think I didn't get the corner there. No, I didn't. Okay, now look, they've got to go all the way to the middle just to get across. Let's put in that high density avenue or medium one. We can upgrade it later. Oh. And that's not good. There we go. Okay, so that's connected up. That'll help with the traffic. We just want to remove this road in the corner. I didn't press the demolish button. There we go. Okay, and then connect that up with a high density avenue. That's a high density street. That's not what I did a moment ago, is it? That's an avenue. Let's double check though. I think there's a couple of little bits of road there that still need demolishing. There we go. Okay, like that. Very good. And then that should help with the traffic distribution. And now all we want to do is put in some more roads like this. And look at how big that grid is going to be. We're just going to make that all residential. And that should really get things rolling. It's annoying how the grid lines haven't continued here. Oh, there we go. Now they're appearing. Very good. Okay, and we want to zone almost all of that residential. I think I'm going to put a bit of commercial down the side of the avenue on either corner. Get our commercial going. And this looks like a really nice layout. In fact, I'm going to make the whole of this side, but we're going to leave a little bit of space in either corner because that's where we want to put our public services. Okay, this is looking like a really good layout. Because I think these areas here, they're going to work for high density over time. In fact, we might get some higher density coming in straight away because of the avenue, which is cool. And we should probably take a look at the roads, and you see the traffic's actually really bad. We might need to upgrade these quite soon. Let's just upgrade these first ones. We'll upgrade them all to medium, I think. And again, this is costing a lot of money, but I'm working on the idea that once you get some residential zones down, you can leave the game running at cheater speed with the basic resources, and then it doesn't take long for all of this money to add up, and then you can just afford the upgrades and stuff. So it's all pretty good. We have some crime down in this corner as well. Right, I think what I need to do now is put in some commercial. Oh, I did say I was going to put it on this corner here, didn't I? So let's dezone that. We'll make some of that there commercial. Same on the other side. And I haven't even looked at our demands yet. We don't seem to have any commercial demand. Okay, there we go. Right, I think I'm going to take a break. And I don't know. I'll probably expand the industrial area over here. Okay, I've expanded our industrial area a little bit. I'm starting to worry about the layout a tad, because one thing I forgot to consider is the parks. Where are the parks? There they are. And look at that. There's actually enough room to put them behind here, because this is the problem with the roads I was talking about. What I wanted to do is have this big enough so we'd have high density buildings on either side, And we might be able to correct that, you know. We could remove this road here, do a little experiment. In fact, we should probably do it over here. Just move the road back a bit and see if we can keep these smaller houses on the other side, although look at that, that one's upgrading to a higher density and it fits in perfectly. So it's probably this avenue in the middle that actually needs to be changed. So what I think I'm going to do is spend some of that money that I don't really have. You know, if you were doing this, the basic point that I was making about starting a city is just to whack down some cheap roads and get lots of RCI going, and then just provide it with the basic power and water, and then things will be okay for a while. You'll get lots of money coming in. You see, I've already got 4,000 per hour rolling in, and I didn't really need all of these roads that I'm building for the future of my city. So I think what I'm going to do is put the avenues going into the middle, then move this avenue back slightly and see if we can get some density houses on either side of the roads. Okay, things are looking good. You can see here we've got some high density on either side of the street, which is what we wanted, and that works now that I've moved that road back. We do need to put some parks in this residential area, maybe one every other block. Then down in this corner, actually before I do that, you can see I put all the roads in place now. Had a bit of a problem with this road though, it seemed to go out too far, so I had to change it over on that corner and that corner as well. But that is our layout coming together right there. So I've put down some public services down in this corner. Again, I'm spending more than the budget I had, but this is really just about me creating the perfect layout. Although I'm pretty sure some of you would have wanted me to, would have wanted to see me start from beginning, you know, to control the budget and things like that as well. So that's probably something I should do in an episode, do a little demonstrational city or something like that. And our power station is closed because it needs power. Not a power station, a police station. So let's throw down a couple of extra wind turbines, and this is just to get us going. I'm soon going to be upgrading this to what was the solar panel, that's the one. And I think I'm going to put all of our services down the side here. So down the bottom we're going to have our sewage treatment, then over to the side of it our water station, what is it, the water pumping plant, and then down this bit here we're going to keep all of our different services. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones, but I think I've covered them all. We could put in our town hall as well, which we can actually do at the moment. So if you look at that, that could probably go back a little further, so I might wait before I do that, put in the other things first, and then we can have a little road that goes back and just make the most use of space. Or we could just put a road behind it actually, now that I look at it. Although this is kind of the thing you'd want to put in the middle, maybe, the middle of the town. And another idea I had was to change this bit in the middle to a circle, and then have all of our universities and educational buildings in the middle of our city, which is actually what we're trying to focus on. So that's something I might do as well. But yeah, you'll have to find out in the next episode, because that is it for this one. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.